Come in, feet. I hope you are hungry. I will serve you a tasty tale that I am sure will tickle your spare ribs. I call this meaty little morbid melodrama, as the nauseous cannibal remarked on particularly hot day. Taint the meat, it's the humanity. No one paid much attention to that Gristle before World War II. He was just another small-town butcher. But that was before the war. Suddenly, with the advent of meat rationing, the red points and ceiling prices, Zach Gristle became very popular.
Good morning,
Howdy, Zach.
Gristle.
Morning, folks. Online early, I see.
Yes, suddenly of Zach Gristle found himself the most popular man in town. Why not? He was the only butcher. Remember those days, kiddies? Ration books. So many red points for each pound of meat. So many red points allowed each person per month. It was pretty full. The situation, that is.
Oh dear, I only have 41 points left, Mr. Gristle. Can I owe them to you, please?
I am awfully sorry, Mrs. Vinkle. I need these points in order to buy the meat myself. I couldn't do that.
You have no sirloin steaks anymore, Mr. Gristle.
Sorry, Mr. Fadi. I just sold the last one to Mr. Cospitor. I could let you have a few pork chops. Sorry, Miss Dickleborg. Nothing but salami left. I expect another shipment tomorrow, but you better be online early. First come, first serve, you know.
Oh, poor Mr. Gristle. He tries so hard and he's so honest.
Oh, this rationing must be really hard on him.
Yes, meat rationing was hard on Mr. Gristle. That is until he discovered an interesting fact.
If I could get a nice steak, Mr. Gristle, I would pay. We would sort of forget about the ceiling price.
But that's dishonest, Mr. Vandercliff. That's black market.
No telling how long this war will last, Zach. Might as well make hay while the sun shines. There are a few of us who'd be willing to pay enough to get what we want.
But what about the poor people, Mr. Vandercliff?
Suit yourself, Zach. You are one of them now. You could be pretty well off if you used your brains. Think it over.
I will, sir. I will think it over.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Oh, pardon me. It was just counting my loot from the black market operation I was in during the war. There was a shortage of caskets, you know. I dug up an idea on how to cash in. All I had to do was clean off the dirt and polish them up again. asked for Mr. Gristle. Well, let's look in on his home life.
Junior, eat your meat.
I'm not hungry.
17 points.
You say something, Vic?
Oh no, I was just thinking, dear.
Yet, Mr. Gristle thought it all over and made up his mind.
Why, Mr. Gristle, there isn't a decent piece of meat in your whole showcase.
That's all I've got, Mrs. Grundy. Shortage, you know.
But I waited on the line for 2 hours. I'm the first customer you had today.
But at night, Shadow's features would come to Mr. Grizzle's store.
Here's your steak, Mr. Vandercliff. 10 pounds.
And here's your $30, Mr. Gristle. I've got another customer for you. He wants steaks too.
But I can't get any more, Mr. Vandercliff. I don't get enough points. As it is, I'm giving the leftovers to the folks in town.
You could figure something out, Mr. Gristle. The folks in town pay points for the meat. Isn't there any meat that you can get without the red points?
And now, at the 3/4 buckle, it's fed by a fat. At the stretch, it's hold. Fat just stumbled. Looks like I busted his leg. Too bad. No, they were not shoot. And he was such a good horse too. Mr. Gristle, are you listening?
Junior, eat your meat.
I'm not hungry. Gee, you expect me to eat like a horse?
Horse meat. That's the answer.
You say something, Vic?
Oh no, I was just thinking, dear. Just thinking.
Yet Mr. Gristle found the solution to his problems. He began buying horse meat and palming it off to his poor customers at the real thing, thereby getting those precious red points.
My, you have such a nice collection now, Mr. Gristle.
Yes, indeed. What would you like, Mr. Snurt? Some steak? Chops?
And with the precious red points, he'd purchase good meat, which he'd sell at the black market.
These steaks are going to cost you more money, Mr. Vandercliff. I'm taking big chances now. $5 a pound from here on.
Okay, now listen. I need 20 pounds next time. I'm having a banquet. And my friends need 10 pounds. Can you get it for us?
Soon the horse meat wasn't enough. Mr. Gristle had to find other avenues of supply.
Look, Gristle, I'm supposed to sell this meat to Zeus, okay? But it's not fit for human consumption. It's too old. It's been laying around the warehouse for too long. But, for price,
And no points?
no points, Gristle. No points.
I will take it, but not a word. Shh. Understand? Not a word to anyone.
First horse meat, no stale meat. Mr. Gristle certainly was sinking lower and lower, but no one suspected nice Mr. Gristle when a few people, the poorer people in town, fell seriously ill.
Your post. How is your husband today, Mrs. Horton?
Better, thanks. I ain't doing too well myself now.
But one night his supplier came to visit at the wrong moment.
Mr. Gristle isn't in. He's out walking.
Well, just tell him we can pick up another load of the slop.
The what?
The stale meat, the junk, the stuff he's been selling is good stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah. I will tell him.
Tell him I got some horse meat for him too, okay? Bye now.
Mrs. Gristle closed the door and stared at it for a minute. Then she went out. She arrived at the butcher shop a few minutes later.
Here's your meat, Mr. Vandercliff.
Thanks, Zach.
Don't take it, Mr. Vandercliff. It's stale, old, or might be even horse meat.
Sarah?
Hey, not this stuff, Mrs. Gristle. I pay $6 a pound for this stuff. Zach's regular customers get the junk.
$6? That's black market.
Bright kid, this Sarah. Quick with numbers, ceiling price. $69, $6 to Vandercliff, black market. It features. But she's a good kid, Mrs. Gristle. She's real mad too.
You are selling meat on the black market.
You keep out of this, Sarah.
And you're passing off stale and horse meat to your customers for red points.
We are going to be rich, Sarah. Can't you see? Rich.
I don't want that kind of money. Mr. Horton was terribly sick. Was it from your meat?
Probably. Who cares? Anyway, I want the money. After the war, I'm going to retire. I've socked away $6,000 already.
You've got to stop this. It's against the law.
Ask old Snorkman about his gasoline business. Or find out about Fink's tire racket. Everybody's doing it. Why shouldn't I? Why should I miss out?
Yet Mrs. Gristle was awful mad, but she couldn't talk Zach out of it. He was determined to make his pile, no matter who suffered.
Got a deal for you, Gristle. Got some tainted meat, real bad. No one will know it, though. Got a process that covers it up. They'll never know until it's inside of them. Kinda sad, really.
I need some points badly. Got a big order to fill. Okay, whatever. I will take it.
So Zach Gristle bought the spoiled meat and sold it to his customers.
My sister-in-law is here from out of town. She's amazed we can get all the meat we want.
Just try to do my best, Mrs. Abacrombie. What will it be?
It's coming. The beginning of the end commences to start right now. Flowers of Mrs. Abercrombie. What kind? Why, lilies, of course. That you know.
Did you hear? Mrs. Abercrombie just died. Poisoned. They think her sister-in-law did it.
Poisoned?
They're performing an autopsy right now.
Excuse me, Mrs. Gabber. If that's all you want, I'd like to close up.
Oh, howdy, Zach. You closing up early today, ain't you? You scared of the maniac?
Maniac? What maniac?
Well, you know, the maniac going around poisoning everyone. You know, Miss Abercrombie, and Miss Snurd, and Mr. Snurd, and old man Grundy. They're all dead. You watch yourself going home, Zach. You watch yourself from that maniac.
Yes. Well, good night, Pete, Sheriff. Gotta go.
He's maniac out there.
Mr. Gristle ran all the way home. First thing he did when he got there was take his black market money from its hiding place, 11,000.
Pack your things, Sarah. We're leaving town.
You're in trouble. They found out? I warn you not to sell horse meat.
It's worse than that, Sarah. 4 people are already dead. I sold them tainted meat.
You... what?
Sarah, can you hear? He killed him. He sold them poisoned meat. And now it's sinking into the female rain. Ah, that's it. Get mad, get good and mad.
You're a murderer.
I did it for us, Sarah. For you and me and Junior.
Junior, he's eating at Herbie Horton's house.
Horton? She bought some of it.
At that moment, Junior staggered into the kitchen. He looked a little green around the gills.
I feel sick, Mommy.
Junior, baby, no. He's dead, Zach. Dead. You killed him too. Our son. Our son. Oh my God.
Sarah,
No.
put down that knife. No, Sarah. No.
When they unlocked Zach Grizzle's butcher shop the next morning, they found Mrs. Gristle standing behind the counter staring into space.
Tainted meat, anyone?
She wore a blood-smeared apron around her neck. Before her, in the meat showcase, Zach Gristle had been clumsily carved and laid out in the various trays.
Good lord.
Alright. So you ain't hungry. You can window shop, can't you? Not interested? Maybe you'd be interested in attending a formal banquet given by the ghouls, zombies, werewolves, and vampires. Black Market Body Syndicate in honor of Zach Gristle. He will be served.